My name is Paul Roos. I play guitar and I sing in the band Hollow Earth Theory. I had first noticed my passion for music when I was 3 or 4. My mother actually set me up for piano lessons, and it turned out to be the most helpful, greatest thing that I've ever done in my entire life. I had begged and begged my parents to buy me a guitar. They finally budged. I took like 3 months of lessons. Then I slowly but surely taught myself this and that. Piano of course helped a lot. That entire period of my life had set me up for the rest.
Hey, my name is John Gallo, and I'm the bassist for Hollow Earth Theory. I first noticed my passion for music when I was about 3 years old, and it kind of carried on through my whole life. When I got out of high school, I became a freelance musical director, and I was playing in orchestra still, whether it's a bass guitar or it's just producing or even directing something simple. I've been seasoned in the battlefield of music.
Hi, my name is Dan Francis, and I play drums for the band Hollow Earth Theory. I was about 16, just trying new things at that age. My friend Tyler introduced me to the drums, and ever since I picked up my first pair of sticks, I've been addicted, practicing every single day, and learning new things, and it's just been awesome.
I first met my bandmates through a crazy experience, actually. It was just a total crazy experience of mine.
I was working for a guitar center, and I had just left the band.
Things had ended for me, and I really didn't know what the future would bring. I knew John Gallo through some other band friends, and I knew that he wasn't currently in a band at the time, so
one afternoon, Paul Roos came in and asked me to be in a band with him.
I reached out to him.
Paul and I wrote a bunch of songs together, which is our EP Aftermath. And
he told me about Dan Francis, a really short redheaded guy.
Paul called John and told him, we need a drummer.
I called Dan Francis, who was in a band with me,
inviting me to, try this new project out. And he said Paul Roos is in it, so, I said, why not? Give it a shot.
It just sounded like it would kind of sort of work out at the time.
So I said, let's give it a shot.
One thing led to another, and we've been loving ever since. Band name was a simple thing for me. I was in the shower at the time, and I was actually applying shampoo to my head at the same time, and I was just like, conspiracy theory, Hollow Earth Theory, fuck yeah. And that was the end of it. I brought it up to the rest of the guys, and they were like, yeah, let's do it. And then it just grew on everybody.
When we come together, we like talking about conspiracies and strange things that happen in the world.
It just defined us as who we are.
When I write a song, it's just an idea. It's just a structure, basically.
The writing process starts with Paul. He gets the structure down.
All the songs are definitely about something very important to me because I can't find inspiration unless it comes from deep down inside.
Their past or an experience or a connection or a theory.
I show the rest of the band and they tell me what they think. A lot of times we restructure the song. They add their own flavor and spices to the mix.
I'll, add my fills and I'll add my flavor to it. We go to record it, and then John will lay down his bass.
Everything's mixed down and mastered. That's when the magic happens, and that's when it really glues together.
I'm gone so long. I think that I'm in love with a different kind of song.
We have a new CD coming out, which I'm really pumped for. The drumming's amazing, and the music is totally different, so you guys are in for a treat.
I know you wanted to move on. I'm gone.
From the moment I wake up every morning to the moment I go to sleep, the first thought that's on my mind is, what do I have to do today for the band? What do I have to tell Dan and John? What are we doing? What are our plans?
A lot of time is taken up. During the day we'll be promoting or we'll be recording, and then at night A lot of times I'll just be promoting or even practicing by myself if we're not having band practice.
24/7 is taken by the band. We're always writing new stuff and, just coming up with new ideas, creating new sounds.
What songs can I write today? What can I edit? Every day it's always something new, and that's why I love it. But it just takes up basically 98% of my time, and the rest of the other 2% is me sitting in the bathroom, actually.
I'm gone so long.
The internet has to be the greatest thing that has been ever created in the history of mankind. We utilize it for literally every single thing that we do from a day-to-day basis.
Definitely has a huge impact on the way we market things. The more people that can get their hands on it, the better, because we just want our music out there. Even if they buy it, that's great, but if they don't, at least they're listening to it.
The internet gives you a chance to connect with your fans and get your music out there to places that, we can't really always go to.
Bands that we've played with,
R&B style bands, or sometimes we'll be with a bunch of pop punk bands, sometimes a bunch of hardcore bands.
Meeting other bands and seeing what they've gone through and learning from that.
metal to R&B to Japanese pop punk, electronic computer shit.
We played with this one band. It was a girl, but she sounded like a guy and she screamed a lot.
Something special about Hollow Earth Theory, we can be put in front of any crowd and we could just play the shit out of it, and just make everybody go crazy. Those 5 minutes right before we walk on stage are the worst and greatest minutes. First of all, my stomach is going nuts with feelings. I'm just ready to go out there. I'm ready to pounce. Chemical cocktail. Dan's doing his jumping jacks, bending over, stretching, he's getting ready to play the drums. Be all over that kid. And then John is probably talking to some chick in the corner. God knows what John is doing, but he's getting himself ready for the show, the same as us. We walk on stage and we see the lights, and that's the greatest moment ever.
My favorite part about being in a band has to be looking out and seeing hundreds of heads, and it's just the greatest feeling in the world.
From that moment on, we're just like, oh shit, and then we just gotta go. My family, they're very, very pushy-pulley on the whole subject about me being in a band. Especially my mom. She drives me crazy all the time. I want to strangle the shit out of her. But at the same time, I love her because she helps me out with a lot of small things. It's all the small things that matter in the end. She might hear something or see something that I'm doing that I think is awesome, but then she totally destroys my heart when she tells me that it's not. And I fight with her for 2 months. Non-stop. And then I finally realized at the end that she was 100% right.
My parents were both musicians when they were younger, so they understand. On one hand, they want me to go to school and be something stable. On the other hand, they want me to follow my dreams. My parents are at every show. I'm 21 years old. My parents still come to every single show.
My family is actually very supportive. They let me practice whenever I want. They back me up 110% with everything I do. No one will ever be my number one fan like my mom. She's front row. She's always, screaming, having fun, cheering my name, just, saying that's my boy. Who's that drummer? I don't know. She's a nut. She's awesome. And just knowing that I can make my family proud by doing something I'm passionate about, it just makes me happy.
Five years from now, I can totally see us backstage Madison Square Garden, hugging and kissing each other, saying how we're gonna get crazy tattoos of our band name on our wrist.
5 years from now, I definitely see myself on a world tour of some sort. I believe that if we work hard enough, it can happen.
Just still playing with the same guys, doing the same thing that we love.
I still see myself behind a drum set in 5 years. Travel the world, meet new people, maybe change someone's life one day. This is my passion and my dream.
It's just amazing being in a band with two guys that I had never even known in my past, and now I know them more than anybody else. The greatest thing had happened because we formed a family in the end.
I've connected with a lot of people, but I wouldn't want to be in a band with anybody else but these two guys. They get me, so.
For any fans out there that want to check us out further, all you have to do is go to the link right here, on my hand right here. Just make sure you don't forget because it's right there. Don't mess up. It's right there. You can't miss it. Sitting on my hand.
Really had it with the tick of the clock coming down from the walls and I really feel like it's an act all surrounding me, the perfect conspiracy.
Yeah, I like that. One more time. That was a little... I can't take you.
Fucking shit, man.